Hello, my name is Mari Sarv. I am from Estonia. I'm working at the Estonian Folklore Archives, which forms part of the Estonian Literary Museum. And I am going to tell you about my experiences on using tools and methods based on word statistics in studying Estonian folk songs, Finnic folk songs. Variation is an essential feature of folklore. It is part of this creation or transmission process, or it results of that, and it is present in various aspects of folklore. In case of folk songs, for example, the poetical features like meter vary differently of content, or for example, performance properties of songs. And we would dream that large text corpora enable us to get insight into the essence of this complex phenomenon. And my field of study is runosong, which is a shared poetic tradition of several Finnic groups. It has its language is dialectally variative and sometimes uses archaic word forms and specific word forms. And we have two big databases, one made in Estonia, one in Finland, containing together about 200,000 of those songs. The tools and methods for analyzing large corpora start from simple word clouds and ranging until topic modeling or sentiment analysis. There are many and different options. But in our material, there are two big issues we have to deal with. One is the data is imbalanced. The Zipf's law applies to folklore, as Arvo Krickman has shown, so that there are very few, very frequent types and very many single types that form the ground for improvisation and bringing new topics into folklore, but those very frequent types are not evenly distributed in this material, and there is different collection density in different regions. And the collection density also reflects to the state of tradition, conservativity. For example, the meter, as I have shown in this lower graph, is dependent on how many texts have been collected in one or another parish. And the other issue is that the language is variative, dialectal, specific, non-standard, and Finnic languages have more than 10 cases in general. So every word has many forms, how it can be presented in texts. All those methods basically presume that you can bring together at least the forms of the same word, or to use lemmatized texts. But those texts we have are at least in the present state of affairs, automatically unlemmatizable. But I still wanted to give a try to the methods developed already. So I discuss here the two examples, one of stylometry and the other of topic modeling. Stylometry is most notably used for authorship attribution. Its basic idea is that every author has his or her personal style for using most frequent words, and so the closeness or difference of text or style can be detected by comparing those shares of most frequent words. The method is not much used in folklore studies, but something similar, the also bags of words comparison which is also based on the frequency of words has been used to study the development of the story of Red Riding Hood. So we could ask, is it about style or content? And we, together with my colleague Risto Järv, we made an experiment with fairy tales. Here are the fairy tales from one small region by different performers and from different fairy tale types. And we performed the stylometric analysis and presented the network in Jeffy. And for stylometric analysis, used stylo package. Here in the left pane, you see that the fairy tales types are not bundled together in this graph, and the similarity based on most frequent words is in general to be seen in the storytellers' text bundles. So the texts of the same storyteller bundled together in general, and the basic idea of stylometry seems to work. Well, then I applied this stylometric analysis for the whole material of Finnic Folksongs. Here you can see that the stylometric analysis was able to detect the main dialects of in, say, Folksong language. You see the orange is Finnish area, green is Karelian, lilac is North Estonian, yellow is South Estonian, and this blue is multilingual area, while mostly even the collectors have not been detecting to which language the song belongs. If we look closer, in case of Finnish material, it is possible to see the genres also. And here we see that charms in Finnish and Karelian material are close to each other, while the songs are more different. This is already about something about content. If we look to the most frequent words in the whole material, we see that those are like mostly grammatical words. Some of them overlap in the languages, some of them not. But when I looked the most frequent words in each of these subgroups, I saw that I is most frequent words anyway, But this lyrical eye, like from Estonian folk songs, I know that pretty much everything is presented in folk songs through the eyes of a singer. Even the mythological topics have something that the singer has been there close by, or seeing everything, or participating in some deeds. Then I saw that this lyrical eye dominates everywhere except for narrative epic songs from Karelia, which has been the most central topic in Runosong research history. And has been considered as like most representative songs among the Runo songs. Now we see on the basis of statistical analysis that this is only a periphery of Runo song tradition, only a small part of it. The other point I wanted to highlight is that I and you are both among most frequent word forms in Ingria, South Estonia, and Finnish charms. Is it now about genres or what? Topics, style. As far as I can think, it is about communicative mode of songs. In South Estonia, there are very many, for example, wedding songs where the singers communicate to each other. Also, the songs between youth, I and you, like reflecting to this communication. And Finnish charms, they communicate with the illness. The word frequencies reflect to the dominant communicative mode in this group of songs. And when I performed keyness analysis that brings out keywords or like most representative words in different parts of Finnish songs, so I saw that in songs, the most central topics are related to home things, children, domestic animals, and it shows that in Finland the tradition has gone to the children comforting function. And in charms, you can really see the interaction with the illness, how the singer tries to heal the trouble. So it is possible with the help of keyness analysis to get to the content of the each region at least, or selection of this group of songs. And then quickly my experiments with topic modeling. I asked if the topic modeling gives the similar like distribution of themes or topics like the previous folkloristic analysis has given us, or what how it handles the corpus. And I applied the topic modeling with the whole Estonian material, but it gave dialectal variants as topics, or they were mixed with content, and actually it gave no good results. But then I chose an area with a more close similar language and detected 20 topics in the songs of Estonian islands. It is not unexpected. Weddings as most prominent Estonian folk song topic was represented in 5 topics, young couples relations in 5 topics. Then there were different topics for men and boys, then about homely things like singing or family and work. Then 2 topics to a specific subgenre of chain songs, which have a slightly different meter, and they are of international background. Then 2 topics with a similar to European ballad tradition, a typical to Estonian tradition in this respect that they are in narrative mode, and like European ballads tell about some scandalous affair. And then 3 topics from the youngest layer of songs that derive from historical times and can be connected to historical environments or like habits. And here, looking at this results, I came to an idea that these topics may represent also or reflect the historical layers of folk songs linguistically. For example, Estonian folk songs do not talk about love. You see that in wedding songs you have words like beautiful and pretty, and the words dear and darling only appear in this youngest layer of Runo songs. So I want to dig deeper into this question. And conclusions, I would encourage everyone to try to study, to use those computational methods with unlemmatized texts. But in case of folklore, you should take in consideration the imbalances in data, and that different layers of folkloric variation are on top of each other and not easily separable. And that linguistic variation, as it concerns texts, always underlies folkloric variation. And finally, that the tools and methods intended for studying linguistically coherent texts may prove to be useful for studying the nature of variation and in folklore as well. Thank you.